Ooh, the set looks good today. Another glorious day here in Marlborough. Copy that algorithm. Kia ora team, I'm Benny, and I'm here in the garden for the cold open of MML 70, the 70th consecutive episode of Monday Morning Live. Now that makes us, by far and away, the longest running weekly gardening show in the history of Facebook and the greatest achievement in the history of social media. And I'm going to continue what's become a Monday Morning Live tradition, not just spreading love and giving flowers, not literal flowers, figurative flowers. Shout out to Renee, thanks for joining. The tradition that I've been doing is to sample for the first time here on Monday Morning Live a product that I got from the Marlborough Farmers Market. And today it's the turn of Alice's Mulligan Power Bar. It's upside down. Alice's Mulligan Power Bar. Now, that's the thing that can happen on live TV. Now, Alice has a stall with her husband Ron at the Marlborough Farmers Market. Ron does sharpening of garden implements, kitchen tools, knives and that sort of thing. And Alice does the other side of the stall. Now, she does soups, she does trail mix, she does dehydrated fruits, and she does these power bars. So I'm going to sample it for the first time here on Monday Morning Live. Now we see nice packaging, she's got a nice little logo on the front. Butter, sugar, rolled oats, malt, peanuts, cereal, cocoa, and coconut and salt. Let's try some. Chewy. Pretty tasty. Pretty tasty. I tell you what else is pretty. These flowers that I got from my new friend Kelly. Now she works at the Fantail Farm and they had a stall for the first time yesterday at the Marlborough Farmers Market. They had a great day, they crushed it, they sold lots of flowers and they were a very welcome addition to the Marlborough Farmers Market. Speaking of pretty, I'm pretty glad to be able to say, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the garden and welcome to Monday Morning Live, where as always we spread love and give flowers with shout outs in real time to everyone who joins us live. We'll take a look back at the week that was, we'll take a look at the week ahead. We'll do live gardening, today 2 live gardening segments. And we'll have a new segment that I'm calling The Benaissance. All those things and many more are coming up right here, right now, on Monday Morning Live. Let's kick off with a look back at the week that was. What an incredible week. Great week with the family, great week on the farm, great week at the farmers market, a great week of sport. The Tasman Mako took out the Ranfurly Shield. Now this is the first time that the Tasman Mako have ever won the Ranfurly Shield, and it's the first time in my lifetime that a team from Marlborough has held the Ranfurly Shield. Congratulations, Mako man. I want to be a Mako man. Not such good news for the All Blacks, they had another loss, but hey, they played South Africa. Now South Africa are by far and away the best team in the world, they have been for some time, and we gave them a real run for their money, so there's nothing to be ashamed of. Getting back to the winner's circle, the Newcastle Knights had a win, and they've qualified for the top 8. What a great feeling it is when your favourite team is still alive in the season into September. Go the Knights, go the Mako, go the All Blacks. Had a great week on the farm. Last week I planted tomato seeds, I sowed tomato seeds. Now I also sowed some basil seeds. Now we know from previous episodes of Monday Morning Live that tomato and basil grow really well together as companions. They add to the flavour of each other and they help each other to grow really well together as companions. So don't forget to plant your tomato with some basil. What else happened? The Marlborough Farmers Market was great. As I mentioned, Fantail Farms were on fire. The busker was on fire. As a keyboardist, I've always wanted to learn the keyboard. Now that I've got more time on my hands, maybe it's something that I'll do. Why have I got more time on my hands? I'll get into that shortly. Let's take a look at the week ahead. What are we going to be doing on the farm? We're going to be planting the courgette seedlings that we sowed those 2 weeks ago. So 2 weeks from sowing to, they're about that big now, or about as long as my beard, about that long. And so they're ready for planting. We'll be planting those. Celebrity birthdays in the week ahead. This guy, one of the greatest promoters, commentators, managers, advocates of all time. Mr. Paul Heyman is celebrating a birthday, so happy birthday to him. What else is going to happen in the week ahead? Another great week at the Marlborough Farmers Market. just had some interesting news regarding the Marlborough Farmers Market. I'm not going to share it with you now, out of respect, but I will shortly. Very exciting times coming up, so watch this space. Right, let's do live gardening, shall we? Now, I've had a bit of a change of plan in terms of live gardening. Who's watching? Shout out to my mate Lee, thanks for joining. Now, I was going to be planting these lettuce seedlings. I got these from my good friend Catherine at the She Shed shop. Now, she has a kiosk just to the side of the info kiosk, the People's Kiosk, at the Marlborough Farmers Market. Now, I thought these would cut and come again, but they're not. These are little gems. Now, these will actually form a heart. So, I was going to put them into our good old trusty 10-litre pots, but I'm going to actually plant them into something bigger, because I think with the fact that it's going to form a heart, it's going to need more roots, so it's going to need something deeper than our 10-litre pot. Yesterday when I was preparing for the show, and I hear you laughing to yourselves, he actually prepares for these shows. Well, I did. When I was preparing, I found a little seed pod that had fallen from a nearby tree and was in here with these seedlings. I don't know what it was. Hopefully somebody can let me know. If not, I'll talk to my friend Catherine at She Shed to see what she had growing in the similar spot to where these were. We talked about football earlier, a little rugby ball shaped seed pod, a little brown, remember the old school rugby balls, those brown leather rugby balls? That was the shape of the seed pod, and the seeds themselves, I don't know if you can see this on camera, they're shaped like little bananas. Little bananas. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sow these seeds. I'm going to let them grow and just see what grows. I'll talk about sort of the unknown when we come to the next segment, but we're into the unknown here because we're sowing seeds that we have no idea what they are. I'm going to sow them into one of these ceramic pots, and I'm just going to kind of what you call broadcast sow. So I'm just going to sort of scatter them over the surface. Just like that. Scatter them over the surface. Now I'm going to cover them just lightly because the seeds are very small and very fine. So I'm going to lightly cover them with some very finely sieved potting mix. Now, to sieve this potting mix, I use the Benny's 6100 series sieve. It's the front of a cooling fan. Somebody was going to throw it away and I was like, oh no, I can use that. So what I do is I use that, I put the potting mix in the top and I sieve it like that just to get nice fine potting mix to go on the top of my seedlings. So I'm going to sprinkle some of this onto the top of these mystery seedlings. Just cover them lightly. And as always, we'll give them some water because, say it with me, you can never underestimate the value of water. Just a little bit of water like that just to save from washing away the seeds. That's our first lot of live gardening done. Who else has joined? Kevin! Hey, thanks for joining, man. Great to see you at the Marlborough Farmers Market the other week as well. Lovely little family. It's a good dude, Kevin. Now, what I'm going to plant is, a couple of weeks ago, I got this peppermint sage from my friend Catherine at the She Shed shop. Now, it's getting too big for this little pot, so I'm going to put it into one of these 10-litre pots with a high quality potting mix. I'm making a little hole in the middle, a little hole, Dr. Evil with a little hole. Now, I'm going to give it the Benny squeeze, just going around the outside of the pot here, squeezing it just to sort of loosen it and free it up from the pot. We're going to do the Benny salute, pop it in there, we're going to tip it up, give it another little rattle, and the first thing we do is we take a look at the roots. Take a look at the roots. It's 3 Dr. Evil impressions in one episode. Now, they're very root bound, you can see. Now what will happen if we put this straight into the pot, the roots won't grow out, they'll just grow round and round and round. So I'm going to just tease them out, just to loosen the roots, to give them the best chance. Top it up, tip it upside down. Can't see me, can't see me. Pop it in there, just firm it down. And you know what I'm going to do next? Give it some water. That's right. There's our 2 lots of live gardening right here on a Monday morning. Right, 10 minutes gone. We're rocketing through the show as we always do. Let's take a pause. You never underestimate the value of this. Live gardening, the week that was, the week ahead. Now it's time for our new segment. This is called The Renaissance. A couple of weeks back, I decided that my alcohol consumption had gotten a little bit out of control. I've got an addictive personality, what can I say? I used to drink V like it was going out of fashion, then it was coffee, cigarettes, and lately it's been alcohol, so I decided enough's enough, and it's time for a change. Now, initially I decided to go the month of September. Sober September I was calling it. But now I'm not sure. Why should I limit it to just September? So we'll see how we go. Because after all, folks, if I told you how much I used to drink, you'd probably not believe me. Which is probably a good thing. Because if you did believe me, you'd probably be ashamed of me. I'm not going to go so far as to say that I was ashamed of myself. Because if I hadn't let it get out of control the way that it did, I might not have decided to put an end to it. But let me just tell you, since being sober, I've been more present, more in the moment. One thing that's been a massive, massive benefit of this is the time that I spend with my family, my beautiful wife Renee and my two beautiful kids. Just as an example, the other day Eliza and I made these bracelets. We made these necklaces. Eliza's so arts and crafty. See the little necklace here? She's so arts and crafty. She also made these butterflies. I helped her. Arts and crafts time with the family. Not worrying about where's my beer, how much have I got left in my bottle, where's my next one. None of that. And I've just got to say, I've never felt better. I've never felt bennier than I do right now. We'll give you another update on the Renaissance next week. We've done live gardening. We've done the week that was, the week ahead. We've taken a check-in with the Renaissance. Shout out to those watching live, and shout out to everybody who tunes in later on as well. You don't have to just watch live, you can watch it over and over again later on. You can watch it in widescreen later on today on YouTube. You can find me on YouTube. My YouTube channel is Benny. Not particularly original, but there you go. You can also find me on TikTok by searching iBennyWard, and on Instagram at iBennyWard. You can see me every Sunday morning at the Marlborough Farmers Market from 9 until 12 at the AMP Showgrounds in White Blenheim. You can see me every Monday morning here on Monday Morning Live, and I will see you next time in the garden.
And we're clear.
Oh, that was weird. Great show. Thanks, Al. You too. The hell was that? Weird. Whoa, whoa. I'm out of here.